because of humility. But a younger Vaishnava should never think that he deserves that honor from all Vaishnavas. On the other hand, a younger person should, in such a case, feel extremely embarrassed and repeatedly pray to Krishna that he receives the respect. When people come to my course, I see them as Krishna has sent these jivas to me. It is my duty to push them towards Krishna. And therefore when people ask me about what your curriculum vitae, you know what's curriculum vitae?
CV.
CV, yes. You have to introduce yourself if you want to have a job, to give your qualification, your name, your experiences, all of that. To me also they ask like that. And then how do you ask, Prabhu, should we put your Bhakti Shastri? He said, no, nothing on that. I don't value anything on that. Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaisnava. But put all my courses on the list. Because I'm a teacher, right? Jive Swarupahai, Krishna Nityadas. Put there all the services I did for Krishna. And what is my real qualification? That two of my students who followed my courses are now with Krishna, back to Godhead. One left her body on a Radhashtami in Vrindavan, while Diksha Guru Bhakti Swami was chanting Hare Krishna in her ear. And in this way she left her body on Radhashtami in Vrindavan. This is my qualification. The other one, he left his body in Rotterdam, very peaceful manner, and Bhakti Swami confirmed that he went back to Godhead. This would be on the CV. I sent so many jivas back to Godhead. That is the real qualification, right? That's what you should do. It's completely different than IIT this, BSCC, or BS, what's it called? BBS, what is that medical thing now?
MBBS.
Yes. They have big titles, but they don't know anything. They have to open books, to see what's the medicine. I can open the book also. Oh yes, this company, this medicine, okay, they give. What's that? Like that. Our qualification as devotees is, if jivas come to you for help, how much can you help them when they go back to Godhead? And this is your real swartha. You know swartha? Your real, your real selfishness, good selfishness. Because the jiva goes to Krishna, and Krishna says, oh, Anup, Krishna helped you. Yes, maybe you should also come here. Yes, please take this book. You should be selfish to attain Krishna as much as possible. This is coming from a purport in the story of Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj, he attained Godhead by his mother's mercy. Suniti. Suruchi was the one who scolded. Try to sit with the legs like this, yesterday with Sadhguru. You can sit the legs there, in this way.
I'm trying.
You're trying? Okay. You can sit on the chair maybe for some time. Okay. It's the little etiquette. Now we have to be strict. The Prabhu's teaching is not applying. So, Suruchi was the one who scolded Dhruva. You cannot sit on the lap of your father, the king. You have to die and take birth from my womb. Then you have the right to sit there. So he was so offended, little boy. So he went to the forest because Suniti, his mother, said, boy, I cannot do anything with this. Your father loves her more than me. But I've heard that the rishis, they go to the forest and they look for Vishnu. He can help you for sure. So by the instruction of the mother, Dhruva went to the forest. Now mother was not initiated. Neither was she in the position of a guru. But Dhruva followed the advice, and there Narada came. One who is determined to attain Vishnu, he will attract Narada Muni definitely. So Narada tested him, and after some time he gave him initiation. And Dhruva attained Lord Vishnu's darshan. So when the time came to go back to Godhead, he said, I don't want to go alone. Because my mother, she was the one who told me the path to go back to Godhead. So I don't want to go alone. So the Vishnu Duta said, look at that Hansa Viman in front of you. Who is that? That's your mother. She's already going. So she'll arrive earlier in Vaikuntha than you will do. Don't worry. See? Well, in that purpose, Prabhupada says, therefore we hope that if even just one of our disciples becomes powerful enough to carry us back to Godhead. Right? The purport of Prabhupada is, you can read it yourself, very interesting. So this is my swartha, this is my way of trying to go back to Godhead. Teach anybody, teach as much as possible. If one of them attains Godhead, then I will be carried by their mercy also. This is the right attitude. Because to go back to Godhead is not so easy. And I hope I take this book. This is how you should take. the students who come to you. They're Krishna's property, and your duty is to send them back to Godhead. So how much can you do that? How much power you have? Give them all that. And force them to follow properly. I will not come back for you. You have to go. No more coming back. Go back to God, come back to God. Like that. See? So this is one how one should take this. One must always remember that it is our business to become humbler than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree. Desire no respect for oneself, but gives respect to all others. So, few important points here. Committing offenses against Vaisnava etiquette undoubtedly destroys one's spiritual life. Page 63. Never take someone's side when there is a disagreement among elder Vaishnavas. Remain neutral, for quarreling among Vaishnavas is a kind of play and goes beyond our understanding. This is also important, because if somebody is like having a disagreement with somebody out of whatever reason it is, and if a junior Vaishnava, not being in a position to discriminate what is right and wrong, take sides, he will be committing some kind of aparadha. Like that. I can tell you openly, because the camera is not working anyway.
It's working.
It's working.
Shouldn't it turn off?
No. I've been told by experienced Vaishnavas that the fall downs of 86 or 82 gurus in ISKCON was because of offending Bhakti, no, what's his name? Bhuvaneshwar Maharaj? Gauradesh Swami. Right? So if you wonder how so many gurus fell in ISKCON, because they offended Gauradesh Swami. At the time I was only 2 years in the movement. I was too young to know what is right or wrong. And actually, I never took anybody's side. I was just doing my service. I was cleaning the pots and washing, cutting vegetables, and being a Sankirtan devotee. And somehow I got saved from that, whirlwind at that time. There were many disagreements. I cannot go into detail because I'm not aware even of these details, but it proves that the process works. If you offend a Vaishnava, you will lose your Krishna consciousness. Like that. So this is obviously, I've heard this from senior Vaishnavas that that's the reason. So if you wonder, does the process work? Yeah, it works. Because if you offend somebody, then you fall. Like that. It's evidence that it works. So never take someone's side when there is disagreement among elder Vaishnavas. Remain neutral, for quarreling among Vaishnavas is a kind of play. And goes beyond our understanding. The disciple must always respect his guru as God. Right? Yes. Where is it coming from?
Sakshat Hari.
Very good. You sing it in the morning. Sakshat Harite nasamasta shastre uktas tatha bhav yata eva sarvit. It implies that the guru is given to you so that you can practice how to serve Krishna later. And the guru will correct you for your mistakes. You're a trainee with the guru. Right? So when you go to Krishna, then you're supposed to be completed, having your training completed. Like that. That's the guru. So you should treat your guru as God. But the guru doesn't think he is God. He thinks, okay, I've been put in a position here to chastise you, to train you, so that it is for your benefit that you can go back to Godhead, like that. Acharya mam vijaniyat navamanyeta karhita namatya bhyusuyeta sarvadeva mayo guru. This is the verse of Krishna, that the Acharya should be taken as equal as me. One should not, can you let the limelight on? Nobody's here, maybe. No invisible.
In Germany, it's expensive.
Oh, no, it's Dutch.
Dutch?
Yeah. In Dutch, we always think everything is expensive. So, where were we?
No, it's not necessary.
Strom sparen.
Strom sparen, bitte. We're serving Krishna here with the strom, you know? They call the Dutch to be the most greediest of the Europeans, you know? I think Germans are learning from the Dutch now. From the Bangladeshis. Okay, don't say too loud. Okay, where were we? Acharya Deva Hare. One should respect Acharya as good as Krishna. He said it himself. One should not think him to be an ordinary mortal. Acharya mam vijanya navamanyeta karhijit. Namartya Visuyeta, one should not be envious, thinking he's an ordinary person. It sometimes happens in ISKCON, that disciples become envious of the Guru, because they have material conception. I've got a PhD, he doesn't have a PhD. How can he be a Guru? I should be his Guru, you know. He doesn't know German. I know German. Maybe you should be my student, you know. How Western education can make you a rascal. You see? PhD in rascaldom. Okay? So, this can happen. Namartya Visuyeta, Sarva Deva Mayo Guru. One should expect or respect that all the devatas reside in the Guru's body. Like that. So these are etiquettes, right? Philosophically, siddhantically, tattvically, he's still a jiva. But because he's very dear to Krishna, we sometimes say also Bhagavan, or Guru Maharaj. He's a Maharaj, he's a great personality. Preachers should have compassion for innocent souls, but avoid offenders. This is coming from the teachings of the Yogendras. So we should not go into too much bending. Let us be like Nityananda Thakur and go into a bar, into a German bar, and then, talk to all the Jagais and Malhais there. And when I get, some glass on my head now, and Mahaprabhu will come with a chakra, and it might not happen to you. Be realistic, don't go into the bar. Preach those who are sane, like that. So we should not take too many risks either. Though Prabhupada actually said that those who go to, what was that? I think it was Muslim country. No, China it was. China it was also, yes. Who would preach there, Prabhupada said, I will personally come them to bring them back to Godhead. And when those who would preach in Muslim countries, Prabhupada would take their feet on their head and bring them back to Godhead. And guess what? Some of these devotees who preached in these very dangerous countries, very dangerous countries. You catch it, you just chop your head off. No ifs or buts. So when they were leaving their body, even when they were fallen, they were leaving their body. Now we have history also. Those devotees who preached in these very difficult countries where everything was forbidden in the 60s. I think even Russia was one of those countries. When they were leaving their body, even when they left ISKCON and they were fallen, whatever they were just dying, thinking, I was finished. I couldn't maintain my Krishna consciousness. All of a sudden they saw Prabhupada appearing. Prabhupada, you have come! In his way, and then they breathed the last and they died. They saw that Prabhupada fulfilled his vow. Those who go to these countries, where there is war, where there are, fanatic Muslims, who goes to preach there, I'll bring them back to God, and I promised it. And he fulfilled his promise. Not looking whether he fell or not. Not like that. That's Prabhupada. Therefore, they just, extended their arms. Prabhupada has come, and then they left their body. Went back to Godhead. Prabhupada can release all that. So powerful he is. That's the thing with Prabhupada. So, preachers should have compassion for innocent souls, but avoid offenders. Okay? Now, titles. How do we use titles? There's a little bit more than what says here. A brahmachari has the title of brahmachari. Anup Krishna's brahmachari. Grihasthas have the title adhikari. Omkareshwar Das adhikari. When you take Vanaprastha, it becomes Omkareshwar Das Vanachari. When you take sannyas, His Holiness Omkareshwar. Okay, it becomes His Holiness. And when it is become a Diksha Guru, then it is His Divine Grace. No, what's it? Yeah. His Grace, His Divine Grace. Okay? When it's a Diksha Guru, then His Divine Grace Omkareshwar. Prabhu.
Adhikari, Prabhu?
Grihastha. Adhikari. You have the adhikar. You have the license. You have the adhikar, the license. For the rest, everyone is having a title, Das, servant, or Dasi, maid servant. Mataji is your Dasi, Prabhu is your Das. Please don't try to become a Prabhu when you're a Mataji. American Matajis have this tendency. We want to have the title Prabhu.
Yes.
But Prabhu is masculine gender. Right? So these are the things which come up if you're an international society. The things come up we never dreamt of as Indians, that a lady wants to be called Prabhu.
Yes.
I mean, in Indian culture, the highest respect you can give to a woman is calling her Mataji.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You know what is Mataji? God is Durga, the supreme Mataji. And if anybody says, I went to the temple of Mataji, nobody will question what Mataji you mean. Mataji is Goddess Durga. And she is the supreme goddess, right? She's the total power of Vishnu, Brahma, Shiva, and all the devatas. That position we give to a woman, Mataji, not like that. So nothing higher than that we can give. But when it comes to Western standard, no, we're going to be equal. To be Prabhu, call me Prabhu. Huh? You're not aware of this, but it comes from America. You want to be equal, right?
But Prabhupada allowed them to do this?
No. Prabhupada never did this. Actually, in the light of Prabhupada, just like when the sun is there, all the stars and the moon are subservient.
Yes.
When the sun is not there, then anyone they have their positions, you know. So when Prabhupada was there, nobody dared to ask this. You know? When Prabhupada is not there, they're not. I heard that some ladies were asking, Prabhupada, why can we not have Brahmin initiation? It was not done. Ladies don't get Brahmin initiation. Their husband's supposed to be the guru. And Prabhupada saw the tears in the eyes of these young American girls. They didn't understand. Out of his compassion, okay, I'll give you Brahmin initiation, but not the sutra. It was because of their desire. And Prabhupada says, for children and women, tears are their power. If they cry, they get everything. Right? Balanam, Rolanam, see, they're doing it. They're very clever. We'll use their tears now. Yes. Even Acharyas say, why are you doing that? They'll chastise the disciple. Why you made her cry? Not asking why she cried, but why did you make her cry?
Yes.
Everybody complains of outrageous reasons, you know. Like, you know, that's the thing also we heard in this morning's class. Ladies, they would just assist their husband in their duty. And I heard that Pataka Swami has a list if you want to get married. And on the list it says, Prabhuji, the names, and you want to have an Indian wife, devotee, or a non-devotee wife. Right? Some Prabhus prefer a non-devotee wife. Why? Because in India, the women are already trained to follow their husband.
Yes.
And they don't fight, oh, I have a guru, but you equal like that. When you get initiated to a ISKCON wife, she might have an ego, you know. I got a guru. I won't listen to you. You follow your guru first, then I'll follow you.
Yes. Yes.
So, right, you know. There you got a problem, you see. If the women are not trained, then the men are not inspired.
Yes.
Like that. And because it's cultured in India, that women are generally who are trained, especially from the village, then sometimes men choose to have such a wife. You just tell them, listen, we follow this and this standard, can you follow that? Yes, okay, we get married. Because everything matches. She'll be vegetarian, cooking vegetarian, all of that. It's not a big deal. But then, when it is in Mataji, she will quote verses to defeat you.
Yeah, this is many cases, like they are even more better in Shastras and then they talk on a different level.
Different level, they defeat their husband on all sides, you know. One who earns more money, he decides the rules in the household.
What should we do in this European part of the world? It's very difficult.
Yeah, it's another separate course.
Okay.
Course on marriage. I have written that. Not too much discussion.
Okay.
It's all psychological, you know. It's just bad training. It's like a kid nowadays says, these old people don't know how to deal with mobiles and computers. They don't know anything but ChatGPT. They are useless. I'm not going to listen to them. You know ChatGPT? You can be my guru. That fellow not, because he doesn't know how to push buttons. They're trained like this. And knowledge experience means how you execute the computer game. Right?
Yes.
So what are we going to do? Humans have no more value. Experience has no more value because you're not trained in school. Bad training. Soul-killing civilization. Prabhupada said that. Universities are slaughterhouses of knowledge. That's why it's happening like this. Western society is getting more and more towards that.
I think it will be hard also in towns. When we live in towns, it will be hard to live like that. I already asked my teacher, and he said, in towns, when we live in towns, it will be impossible.
Yeah, soon you'll have a little robot, ChatGPT robot, that is your yoga teacher. It's your guru. He's always with you. He can answer all your questions. You know? What will you do? Science is going towards that, no?
Maybe we should at home ask Siri or
Siri.
things like play something from
Alexa.
Indian
Yes,
or
Alexa.
so.
Alexa.
Alexa.
And then, you know, and guess what?
Tell me something about Vedas or
And this computer will quote Prabhupada, word to word. He'll quote this Maharshi, that, this, he quote all the spiritual things, you know? You think, wow, this is the Guru who knows everything. He's just a machine, there's no art mind there. But, you know, we have to be careful with this. This is not the system. This is not their way of parampara. All the acharyas have a spiritual form. ChatGPT doesn't have any spiritual form. Right? So be aware of that. You're only connected to Goloka or ChatGPT Loka. Okay?
Yeah,
You won't find Krishna there.
Okay.
There is no,
Yeah.
there is no,
Those who are learning with ChatGPT, they will go to that loka.
there's no Chat Loka. There's no Chat Goloka. Okay?
WhatsApp loka.
What's up with Goloka? You know, be careful with this. Because giving so much comfort makes people lazy. God-given brain, God-given heart is not being used. Everything is in the mobile. What will you expect? If people get too much comfort, they get lazy. They get, you know, if I say rust, metal which you put in water becomes brownish, what do I call that? Rust? Rust?
Yeah, that's
So brain becomes like that. No use of it. So why you get a brain? Next generation, they won't have any brain. And you have two plugs here, you put your mobile in it. And it does everything.
Brain is
Science
transformed into the.
So these are the things. Okay, titles we discussed here. Dealing with Gauradesh. The definition of Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada. You should not say it mechanically, but use it with awareness of the meaning. Means master. So this is a very nice thing we have Prabhupada has introduced. It's calling each other master, Prabhu. Here it says, a letter. I'm not going to read all the letters, just one. Then continue further. We have only 50 minutes left. Well, approximately. Letter of Srila Prabhupada to Himavati, 14th of June, Friday, 1968. Yes, it is good to call another Prabhu, but not in order to become Prabhu. The idea is to accept others as Prabhu and oneself remain a servant. But because someone is calling you Prabhu, you should not become a Prabhu and treat others as servants. In other words, everyone should feel himself a servant and not think that he's master because he's called Prabhu. In this way, you will have a pleasant relationship. So you see here two things here. Both social respect is there and the spiritual tattva is in there. Right? Therefore, Bhakti Swami, when he gave his course, he was saying that if people outside hear that you're servants of servants, but when you come to the temple and see that you're masters of masters, then they will be impressed. See? So socially, we should behave like a servant. But it doesn't mean that you should not become a master in your field. Expert cook. We have the best cooks. You know, deity dressing, we have the best deity dressing. Kirtans, we have the best kirtaniyas. Right? Bhagavad speakers, we have the best Bhagavad speakers. Then you'll be respected and probably pleased with you. But in our daily dealings, socially, we are very humble to service, like that. If you are qualified with humility, you will shine, really shine. Right? Like when Lakshman, he defeated Meghnad, he cut his head, Ravan's son, who was so powerful, he even what happened is that in a fight with the Devatas, Ravana had the benediction, he could not be defeated by the Devatas, could not be killed by the Devatas. So Indradev thought, I'll capture the guy, put him in jail, finish problem. And he captured Ravana also. But then Meghnad, he made himself invisible, his son. And he went to the chariot of Indra, he captured Indra, tied him up and released his father. So he became Indrajit. Right? So, how did I come to this point? How did I come to this point? Meghnad, Ravana, Indrajit.
Master of the masters, servant of the servant.
It will be powerful.
Meghnad, what happened later was that when he captured Ravan and he captured Indra and put him in jail.
To become
Yes. Then what happened is that Brahma himself came to release Indra. Right? Can you imagine Brahma comes begging for you? Please, my dear boy, yes, I accept your heroism. From today onwards, Indra's heroism has always been spotted because he was defeated by you. I will name you Indrajit. you'll be awarded the title Indrajit. I said, but please release Indra, because otherwise there is no good management in heaven anymore. Brahma, if you say this, of course, nobody can transgress your order. But what will you give me in return? You see, this is how, though he was a great fierce warrior, he also had his etiquettes. If there is great power, but it's controlled by etiquette, it's very nice. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He can take off his chakra. But Yashoda takes off her stick. The chakra is useless. Right? She can run after Krishna with a stick. And he is the master of the three worlds. But he's controlled by affection, by love. So that's the thing here. That your relationship will be pleasant, though you're very expert. You surrender to authority. Right? That's our society. Shall we take 5-minute break? Take some breaks. 5 minutes. Stretch your legs. Take some deep breath. Breathe deeply in. Release.
Yes.
And don't cry.
You can pause it now? Pause or?
I don't know, just do like this.
Okay. Sorry.
I was initiated by him. My 30 years in Islam was under his supervision. I know you like
like so much.
You like so much.
But I don't get like all kind of contact with
You have bad luck that you didn't take initiation.
that's also.
That's a bad luck.
Yeah, so much.
You had a question?
Can you tell me please what is the Sanskrit name that you told me? As the king, so the people.
Yatha Raja.
Yatra,
Yatha Raja.
Yatha,
Raja.
Raja,
Tatha
Tatha,
Raja.
Braja,
Praja.
Praja.
Praja means like Prajapati. Prajapati, the word Prajapati. No. Brahma is a Prajapati. The originator of happiness. Kashyap is a Prajapati. Praja means your people, your descendants. So, as the king, so the people. Yatha Raja, Tatha Praja. He is correcting?
Yeah.
Oh, there's some mistakes still in the book. But you're noticing all that, huh? Instead of nectar of devotion,
Yeah.
put on nectar of pure love.
You changed it in a few places. There I changed it.
Yeah,
But I did not see the
that.
rest of the places if there are.
I see. Also the ducks and the swan, and the crows and the swans. You left the ducks there. The duck is like a crow. Like somebody
You
complains.
mix that and swans also.
Swans, there is no duck
Yeah.
in that. The original quote is that somebody complains that Swamiji, your society is separating your disciples from society. Because I tell them, it's a natural divisions. Crows don't like to live with swans. Swans don't like to live with crows. That's natural. But you put ducks there. Crows don't like to, they like to live with ducks. Duck and swan are different.
Swan.
So correct that one also. And if you are well read in Prabhupada's books, you will recognize the quotes. You can go to the original, my Veda ways, like that. Because originally I took it from the English, I translated it to German, Dutch, French. And then through ChatGPT we put it back into English. That's it. Just because of the speed, we needed to do it.
No, I didn't get the time to read it.
I know, you didn't have that, I didn't have the time. But the point is, if you're finding out, which I missed, you can go to the original quote and Veda ways to find the original quote.
Next week. It's everything is from the
Yes, everything is from scripture. Even Vaisnava Swami, he standardized now there is a call for Russian, Devanagari, and German.
Can you put some ideas on this post that we
So we have to get people masters of language like German.
what I can do is I can, because I have a technology, I can translate one of yours. And I can hand over the world copy to the respective person. They can see it.
Don't distribute the copy like that because it is my income. Printing. This is what I'm selling. If everyone gets free, You don't give it nothing to me, but the people that hold it. But it took me 8 months to do this. There was no internet.
And if
I have to go to bed, 8 months. Save it.
Okay, I will make it ready, but I will not hand over. I will give the one hard copy.
Yeah, only those who edit, maybe.
I can give one rock version, German, Russian, the only I will copy
whatever you need from Temple for this link or
this is actually a service for they will give all the information.
Nice, you did it. So you have read it also.
Only on the surface when I was going through, suddenly there was something interesting that came up.
It's good to, I think, attend the course. It's nice.
Yeah, the topic is satiety.
I did some structural changes. In the original book which you sent, the chapter was not separated in a different page. I got everything, each chapter to a fresh page.
Yeah, there was this like, the titles here.
I did stuff all
yes, please. Prabhu is very happy with that translation.
Okay, I will be giving
Now Prabhu is saying to go Russian also. Russian and Hindi.
I'm not saying, the people are asking. He's always telling me that I'm doing. No.
No.
Yesterday, someone said, can you do in German? Can you do in Russian? Somebody asked the Hindi speakers, one of them in Devanagari. He's a professor in Devanagari, so he'll correct it. And the other ones, we need German people and we need Russian people to do those.
Yeah, we create some versions.
Yeah, some versions. But it's nice that there's so much demand here. In Holland, you only have Dutch people. We don't have Russians and Germans.
So Russian, German and Danish.
Yes.
I don't know whether
But
I is
It has, it has.
मेरी कार इधर ही खड़ी है यहीं पे.
But the only thing is that
अच्छा प्रभु नीचे से ला रहे हैं अभी कार में रखना है
हाँ मेरे को प्रभु जी.
did you
हाँ नीचे है ना
Omkar Prabhu,
Yes,
you
Prabhu,
took the
yes.
names of the people and the copies they wanted?
Yeah.
The names,
No.
the list?
I'm asking them to write me message, everyone.
Yeah, but that's the thing, you should hit the heart, the loha when it is hot. If you let it go, they'll forget and they'll immediately should have yesterday, now give me a name or what copy you want.
Yeah, somebody already sent me the message, so I'm
Yeah.
giving a list.
You have a lot of work to do. Yeah. A lot of buttons to push.
No, one time we'll do the corrections and then we can 10, 15 copies or so.
It took 2 days for me to correct it. Who said it?
Okay, so I will go a little bit down.
So let us start again. 5 minutes has passed by.
Auflassen oder zumachen?
These guys are smoking ganja, but they have the right to call police if you make criticize. This is a German law.
Like it's legal now.
No, it's legal.
It's legal.
Illegal. But it's illegal to do kirtan, right?
Yes.
It's illegal to worship God in time, but it's illegal to smoke ganja.
Ja, wir sind im Kali-Yoga, oder?
Okay, let's start with the song, a new song. Oh, we can sing that song. It is time for Raj Bhoga Aarti. We go up to 1 o'clock. It's a little big song. This page, this page. But still speed. So we're going to sing a song which is about when Krishna is eating, especially the full meal at noon or sometimes 1 o'clock. It's called Raj Bhoga. And in this song, while the offering is going on, you can sing this song. It's a little bit long, but if I'm going to play speedily, then you can see how nice the song is. And in the book you find many photos where Krishna is eating. Bhaja Bhakata Vatsala Shri Gaurahari. This is called the Bhoga Aarti song from Gitavali from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. If you want to know about cooking, There are many, many preparations meant here, named. So if you want to learn cooking, you can take this as a handbook, this song, and learn how to make Mudga bora masha bora roti ka gritanna shashkuli pisha ka khir puli payasana bhaja. Okay? Like that. Karpura amrita kili means sweet rice with a camphor in it. Roti ka gritanna, roti with ghee. Okay? In the translation. So then you can appreciate really cooking also. Good? You sent all that?
Yeah, I have sent in the WhatsApp. Who didn't got? Anyone?
Send them.
You didn't got?
So this is a speedy one. As I taught you yesterday how to play Kartal. Play the speed one, the third one. Oh, you wanted that as the third one. First one was, can you give me, Johannes, can you give me one Kartal? I'll show you again how to play Kartal. Yeah. So Prabhu showed us this is Kartal. Kara means hand and Kartal means flat. So this is like a flat hand. You spin around your finger 1 or 2 times as is possible and comfortable for you. It has to be hanging, not like this. And then the first rhythm I show you once. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Chintamani Makara Satmatu Kalpa Vriksha Laksha Viteshu Heard this? Prabhu's bhajan? Very nice. He's chanting Brahma Samhita in his own way. And also for morning song. Sansara Dava So it's 1, 2, 3. So when you play the other rhythms like Nama Vishwaram Satchid Ananda Rupam Damodarastakam, then it is 1, 2. 1, 2. Nama Vishwaram Satchid Ananda Rupam. Why not 1, 2, 3? Because it doesn't fit. Nama Vishwaram Satchid Ananda Rupam. It doesn't fit. 1, 2. Nama Vishwaram Satchid Ananda Rupam. Lasat Kundalam Gopure Rajamanam. But it's speedy. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura. And so I adjusted, I found out another song, another tune. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. When I impress somebody else, you do like. Then impress the people. Anyway, that's one. So we're going to play this one. Bhaja Bhakata Vasana Sigoda Hari Bhaja Bhakata Vasana. Okay? Wants to play? Try? Practice? This is a course we should learn. Okay. Oh. Bhaja Bhakata Vasana Shri Gaura Hari. You know this song? So it's very known. You can, when the Aarti is going, the 12 o'clock offering is done and Aarti, you can sing this song. Even when it is to close, Krishna eating, you can sing this song. Or eating. Bhaja Bhakata Vasana Shri Gaura Hari Bhaja Bhakata Vasana Bhaja Bhakata Vasana Shri Gaura Hari Bhaja Bhakata Shri Gaura Hari Sori Gaura Bihari Nanda Jasomati Krishnari Bhaja Bhakata Vasana Shri Gaura Hari Bhaja Oh Bhaja Bhakata Vasana Shri Gaura Hari Veda Halo Krishna, Jashona Bhavani Nice song?
Yes.
Very nice. So you should all practice. Next time I come, you have to sing for me. Oh, that's how you do. The rhythm is correct, melody is correct. Okay? Very nice. So many preps are mentioned here. How Krishna is taking sweet drinks and it goes to light to take rest, eating and sleeping. Okay. So we have to go a little ahead. So, what to do if you commit a Vaishnava aparad, If you make a mistake, you have committed an offense, then what to do? There are certain methods on page 76. What you must do if you have committed a Vaishnava aparad. If by accident you commit a Vaishnava aparad, you must ask the Vaishnava for forgiveness, very urgently holding his feet. A Vaishnava is very merciful and will therefore immediately embrace him and forgive all his offenses. This comes from Harincintamani, Harincintamani.
67.
Sorry, 76.
Last paragraph. 4.12.
How do you say 70 in German?
60.
60. 60, 50, 70.
Yeah.
80,
90.
90, 100. Okay. So, on page 76 you find also why somebody might offend a Vaishnava. Somebody might mock a Vaishnava, meaning making fun of his religion. If somebody does that, he will lose his religiosity, wealth, fame and children. I've seen in my experience in Krishna consciousness that when Grihasthas offend a Vaishnava, like the Guru, they will 76. I'm adding some realizations to this, so for you practically to see. If it is somebody in a renounced order, he might have to change the ashram. He will lose his power of renunciation by offending. If it is a Grihastha, then I've generally seen they become sick, high blood pressure, they lose all the bodily beauty, they have financial problems. This happens. So you get some reaction for that. If one beats a Vaishnava, shows contempt towards him, becomes angry with him, or shows no joy upon seeing a Vaishnava, one goes to hell. Sanatana Goswami said it in the Hari Bhakti Vilas. One might condemn a Vaishnava because of his apparently low birth, mocking him because of his previous faults. You know, this guy, you know what he did, 10 years ago he was there and did this, If he's corrected himself, there is no need to again and again address that. Mocking him because of an accidental fault. Mocking him for his faults that have almost been corrected. We're all in a school of learning how to become good Vaishnavas, and you make faults in order to learn from them, right? So you should be careful to make a judgment if you're not in a position. But Krishna consciousness is not like Christianity. Thou shalt not judge. There is judgment for those who are in a position to judge. Because by judgment you learn how to judge, right? It is just there that nobody is qualified to make any judgment in Christianity, therefore a rule is given. But in Krishna consciousness, a teacher, a guru, parents, they always have to judge. If they do not judge, they get some karmic reaction, right? Isn't it? If you remain silent upon your child making an offense, you will share in the karma, right? Like that. Correcting others, okay. Devotee means that one is able to tolerate all kinds of inconvenience and whims of material nature. And because he is so absorbed in Krishna, in serving Krishna, he does not take the time to become angry or feel offended or to find fault. No time to become angry. No, devotee means very gentle and kind to everyone. Always a gentleman under all circumstances. Letter of Srila Prabhupada to Hansadutta, 10th of December 1972. So, there is a difference between criticism and correction. A devotee realizes that criticizing a Vaishnava pollutes the heart and hinders spiritual advancement. How can you easily judge whether you are criticizing or you are correcting? If by that correction or criticism, your heart becomes polluted, you feel not inspired, means you have made an offense. And generally, criticizing is done out of envy. Something the person has you don't like, or you don't want him to have it. Because by criticizing, those who offer criticism, they are in a higher position. And you want to push him down. See? Or like Brajavasi say this. दूसरे के नाक को काटने से तुम्हारी नाक नहीं बढ़ जाएगी. अपनी नाक बढ़ाओ, दूसरे के नाक अपने आप छोटे पड़ जाएंगे. By cutting somebody's nose, your nose will not become longer. Let your nose become longer, automatically other people's noses will become smaller. Why nose? Nose is a sign of pride. And I think only the British ladies are able to do that. Walking with the nose in the head. Oh, these Indians. Like that. So like raised nose is pride, you see? they talk with their throat to people, you know. Who are they? We are the British ladies. In Victoria. These Indians. That's coming from raised nose, right? Proud, out of proud. So
Don't forget we are still online.
Life. History is history. You can't change history anymore.
Yeah, but
This is history. The poor Indians. So, that Victorian pride, that Victorian, actually I'm enacting a little bit extravagantly, so to make the point clear, right? What the nose actually symbolizes. The pride of the emperor. The sun never sets in the British Empire. Which was basically true. From Morocco all up to, India, Burma, it's all British Empire. So when the sun rises there, it sets there. So the sun never sets in the British Empire. So this British pride. And who was the crown of the British Empire? You know that? It was India. All the wealth, all the things. That was actually the sirtaj, the crown. Anyway, so we know what it actually means. Criticism and correction. If it's not out of pride, then if I am like this, then he's smaller, you know. If I stand on my toes and criticize, then I'm higher. So in your ego, you're inflating your ego, right? And then you try to, you can see it's not for his best, it's not for his goodwill. You don't have any compassion to raise him, right? Because criticism is, if it is out of ego, it pollutes your heart and it shows your puffed up ego. Correction is there if it is necessary for somebody to put him in the right position, in the right way of working. That can be done in certain ways. Right? Sometimes just being silent. Just like I mentioned in the beginning of the lesson, when you go to South Indian temples and you're not properly dressed because you're following the latest fashion, your jeans is torn apart in 10 places, even your backside is torn open. Yes, then you might not be allowed to enter a temple. Because you didn't come to the temple to show your butt to the deities. You came to show your Atma, right? So then they send you to a room. They won't criticize you. Say, please go to the room, and then they give you a dress, even without criticism. But it is dawning to you, oh, I'm not properly dressed. So next time the person comes, he doesn't have to go into the room anymore. He wears nice devotee dress. You see? Like that. Sometimes you can correct somebody without words. And if it doesn't work, then you might use some words in a proper way. But you have to be in a position to do that. We'll come to that later. Come already here. To correct the devotee, one must be non-envious. Have the desire to truly help the devotee in Krishna consciousness. Right? So if you're really concerned about his welfare, then there's a Dutch saying, I think in the German there's a saying, that soft healing masters, they make bad wounds. You know, if you're too soft and there's a wound here and you're a healing master and you're a doctor, you say, no, if I cut, he will feel pain and this blow will go over. Tomorrow the wound is even bigger. You have to cut it open. That is correction, because of his best. Sometimes you have to be a little bit strong in your words. So, you have to have the desire to truly help the devotee in Krishna consciousness. Be in a spiritual, managerial position that justifies such involvement, or be personally asked by a devotee to help him in his difficulties. So, if you are his elder, or a devotee respects you because he feels that you're knowledgeable and experienced, so please Prabhu, if I do something mistake, you please correct me. Then you have here the right permission to correct the devotee. If you are in a managerial position like a temple commander or a temple president, then obvious, if somebody is cooking sweet rice and he doesn't know how to cook sweet rice, he thinks it's like with white rice and two water, Same as with 3 rice. You put 1 rice and 2 milk. Does it work? I made a mistake. So, the milk was finished, but the rice wasn't cooked yet. So I had some more milk. And still, I had some more milk. And then instead of cooking 1 bucket, it became 3-4 buckets. Then you get some on your head, you know. Who cooks so much for breakfast? We can't afford all this waste. Yeah, but you didn't tell me how to cook sweet rice. Sweet rice is 1 to 5. If 1 amount of rice, 5 amounts of milk. Then it works. So you can calculate. You need 2 buckets, it's 20 liters. Then on 20 liters, how much grains of rice do you need? How much gram? 1/5?
Yeah.
You got the how much? Calculate.
4
Without mobile.
4 kilo.
Sorry?
4
what?
4 kilo.
Rice amount of milk is 1 to 5. 1 rice, 5 milk. So you have 20 liters, 2 buckets is 20 liters of sweet rice you want to make. How much grams of rice do you need?
4 kilos. Yeah.
Very good. Good, without mobile. Hey, it works.
Wait, ask ChatGPT if it's correct or not.
Yes, okay, correct. So, okay.
I think it's sometimes we have to take the details down for the Sunday festival.
Sunday is 2 o'clock, isn't it?
No, 1 o'clock.
At 2 o'clock.
Ah,
1 o'clock we start. the-
boy.
1 o'clock we start Kirtan.
Is it? Okay, so we shall end.
Seminar from 10 to 1.
So I have 10 minutes more.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but. Okay, let me just end.
I think 5 minutes we can conclude.
Yeah, 5 minutes will conclude definitely. Give me 5 minutes. Okay? So you can see it, very interesting in the book. Everything is written nicely, corrected. So if you want to have order your own personal copy, you can go to Prabhu. You can even, with ChatGPT, make you a German version, a Hindi version, a Devanagari, or the Russian version. You know?
What's the Bengali?
Bengali? Cholbe. It's also possible.
No, it's okay.
Bengali also. Then you can have your personalized edition. You can study this very extensively, and you'll be safe, not making any mistakes and offenses. You know? So this is a nice handbook. Okay, methods of correction. Oh yeah, the devotee who offers correction must practice what he preaches. So unless you do, you cannot correct the person. You know? Somebody says, my dear son, don't drink. But father, you drink. Don't take too much chocolate. Ma, I've seen in your room there's so many chocolate boxes. Don't do as I do as I say. Mother correct American winner. Don't do as I do as I say. Okay, balance of correction. Correct by personally giving a good example and association. Okay, that's obvious. An example is the best way of teaching. Lead the devotee to take shelter of a more advanced devotee. So, if you are not able to correct or you're not sure, you go to somebody who is sure. Okay? A younger devotee should not personally try to correct another devotee. He should open his heart to an older devotee with whom he feels at ease and ask for his help or advice to set the situation right. Harsh words and actions have no place when correcting a sincere devotee. We want to remove the ignorance in the devotee's heart, not the devotee himself. Okay? If someone's sincere and honest criticism is given, we should be thankful and not become disturbed. Reacting negatively to well-intended correction is manifestation of false ego. Who does he think he is? Correcting me? Don't you know I'm the Jagat Guru? An advanced Vaishnava will see every correction as the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prevention is better than cure. If all devotees take responsibility to develop proper awareness in their devotional conduct, the need for correction will be minimized. That's the bottom line. Right? And in this way, we'll have a nice society with no need for all kinds of corrections. So, we have to end here. Today was the last session. And though I said in the beginning also, the original course is written for a period of 4 months, in which every week we do 2 hours of Vaishnava etiquette, along with bhajan. So you can see 4 months is 4 times 4, 16 weeks you have, 16 new songs you learn. 16 weeks you can practice kartal and also mridanga. If you have a flute, you can play a flute also. And like that. So it's a very nice course and it's very relaxed. It's not so much tension there. And especially it deals with your spiritual life. Already what you are doing, you get now guidelines how to do it better. So that's very nice. It's like when you study Sanskrit, then it's like, oh yes, in the Gita shloka it's like this. It's so nice that what you're practicing, now you're learning how to do it scientifically. So here also, this course will teach you how to do things scientifically, with all evidence. If somebody doubts whether your action is correct or not, you can refer to the Vaishnava etiquette, look here it says. And there's no doubt, because all this refer to letters to Prabhupada, to different sections of the scriptures, so all evidence is given there. Okay, but we have to end, because Sunday feast is going to start.
Yes, yes.
And I have to prepare for another session now. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Prabhu ki
Jai.
Please give your names and the amount of copies you want, so which language you want, give it to him, Prabhu.
We have 3 copies now, we can immediately give 3 copies. So,
3 copies, somebody wants to take.
Mother, you are going to
Also give a nice donation, because you see, we have done nice work. It's bounded, it's plastified,
You can
it's
take
good quality.
Yes,
So, it would be nice if you can also sponsor some copies, maybe for others also. You can help other devotees who don't have so much. Then you can give extra, we can do some for others also.
Yes.
You please note this down, name and like that. Oh, you do everything by mobile nowadays.
And I want to also request that we have a wonderful seminar, 2-day seminar, which is very, very useful for our spiritual life. It's a very practical knowledge.
Just one thing also,
So-
if you